everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Smash Factor TV. My name's Natalie Adams. So we're going to have a look at something a little bit more advanced in the golf swing today, and that's trying to get you to have a slightly shallower angle of attack as you move through the golf ball. Now, one of the reasons you want to do this is if you're hitting down too steeply, you'll be tending to come from the outside of the target line, so the club head will be cutting across the target line rather than swinging down towards the target directly. So that's going to make directional control more challenging for you, and the other reason as well is that as you get a steeper swing, as the shaft of the club is coming into the ball, the club face is going to tend to be a lot more open, because with the steeper handle position than you've started with, as the handle lifts, so if I just pull this side of what we've got set up here, as the handle lifts because you're coming down and hitting down at a steeper angle, the loft on the club as the handle lifts will get the club pointing more towards the right of the target, so you tend to have a much more open club face. So if we can get you shallowing your angle of attack through the ball, it will get you hitting the ball a lot straighter, or even into more of a draw, because you'll be hitting more directly down the target line or slightly from the inside, and you'll have more control over the club face. So this is one of the best ways that you could shallow your angle of attack. What needs to happen is, as you're swinging through impact for a shallower angle of attack, you need to have your hands closer to your thighs. So if you're swinging to the top, and if I set up, I've just got our skills device here, just set so that it's really mimicking the shaft angle that I've set the club at there to the floor. Now as I swing back, if I swing over the top and get a bit steep, my hands and arms will move outside of the foam here. I won't to be able to fit them in back into this gap here, I have to pull them in towards me, and you see the club would be coming down through the piece of foam here. So that would give me that outside hit, but my hands would be very much away, especially from my right thigh as I'm doing that. So what I want to work on here is I want to swing the club back, and then as I swing back in, I need to rotate my legs and my hips, but I need to get my hands back down into the gap between my body and this piece of foam. So my hands are coming back down much closer to my right thigh, and that will now allow me to release the club at a much shallower angle, rather than if my hands are out here, I'm really having to drop the club down at a very steep angle in order to hit the ball. So I would set that up. What you want to do is set an alignment pole. You can put a piece of foam across the top of it, just to try to mimic the angle that you set the shaft to the floor, and then just practice swinging the club away, and then as you swing back in, rotating but getting the hands close to the body so that you can turn through to hit the ball there, so the hands aren't moving away from the body. That really will shallow the angle that you come back down to the ball at. You'll start hitting much more from the inside. You'll find it much easier to close the club face instead of leaving the face open through impact. Do that off the course to start with. Obviously, if you're at the range, you could put an alignment pole into your range basket. Just do it and get a feel for the swing to start with, and once you're able to swing through without hitting the alignment pole and the foam, just do it slowly, get a feel for what the movement is like. Just start to increase the speed slightly, but just keep it quite slow. Then you can start to introduce a ball into that, and you should be able to strike quite nicely once you've got used to it, but without hitting the alignment pole or without your hands hitting the foam. But I would do it without the ball to start with until you feel more comfortable with it, because if you are coming in too steeply, it will be a big change for you to make that. So have a go at that. You could do it at home to get more familiar with it. Do it at the range without hitting golf balls, and then start to hit a golf ball from underneath that pole. Just move the ball to the left of the pole just so you can see the golf ball, and it's not obscured, but that will certainly get you shallowing that angle of attack out. You'll start making a much better golf swing it's a game-changing golf tip.